Welcome to the story of Grendel. Today we will be introducing a slightly altered version of John Gardner's classic.
We begin with Grendel. Grendel is a young monster who loves his mom. He doesn't fit in with the other kids in the cave and has a pretty lonely childhood. Grendel's mom is his only friend, and even in her presence, he sometimes still feels alone. But he has a very curious soul.
Grendel begins to wander out on his own and experience a brand new world. He comes upon a bright pool of water and dives in deep, surfacing in a different land. He gets scared and doesn't go too far, but over the next few days he ventures farther and farther into this new place.
One day, while Grendel is adventuring, he gets caught in a tree. He calls out for his mom, but she's so far away that she cannot hear him. He becomes sad.
A young bull comes by and sees Grendel stuck in the tree. He begins to bully Grendel about how differently he looks and how stupid he was for getting caught. Eventually, once Grendel's feelings have been hurt enough, the bull leaves and Grendel decides to sleep.
When he wakes, Grendel sees a group of humans circling around him. At first, they think he is a kind of plant, and then they mistake him for some kind of magical spirit. They say he must be hungry, so they think they should feed him pig. Grendel is so happy and he begins to speak, but the humans don't understand his language. They become angry and scared, starting to corner Grendel and pick on him.
Luckily, Grendel's mom appears and helps him out of the tree. She scolds the others for their harsh words, reminding them it's not okay to make fun of others simply because they are different.
Grendel falls asleep and wakes back up in his mother's cave, enveloped in her warmth, and he is finally happy again.
Moral of the story, bullying is never okay. It can hurt other people's feelings and is not a good way to make friends.
Okay, so time for the sad stuff. That's not the real story. We all know that it wasn't just bullying. The bull continually rammed into Grendel, and the humans violently attacked him after he spoke.
In fact, Grendel's real story is one of utter loneliness, and I quote, "Then little by little it dawned on me that the eyes seemed to bore into my body were in fact gazing through it, wearily indifferent to my slight obstruction of the darkness."
These eyes further reinforce how alone Grendel is. There are also some problems with language barriers. I quote, talking, spinning a spell, pale skin of words that closes me in like a coffin, not in a language that anyone any longer understands.
Grendel compares his words to a kind of barrier, emphasizing how his use of language isolates himself from the world. We see this when he meets the humans. He tries to speak, but this attempt provokes and scares the humans to respond with violence.
Grendel actually comes from the original tale of Beowulf. This is called an archetype, which is the original pattern or model from which all things of the same kind are copied or on which they are based.
Two other terms seen and used throughout this piece are epic, a long poem narrating the deeds and adventures of heroic or legendary figures, and also in media res, which means into the middle of a narrative without preamble.
This brings us to the conclusion of our video. We hope you enjoyed the sock puppets and our unique twist on Grendel.
We begin with Grendel. Grendel is
That's not the real story. We all know that it wasn't just... Oh, I'm not fucking moving the puppet again.